Good afternoon, and thank you for the introduction. My name is Seyum Damto. I'm a director in Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. I'm very glad to have me here. Before going to the topic, let me introduce you about Commercial Bank of Ethiopia a little. Commercial Bank of Ethiopia has been providing financial service for the past 80 years plus, and it has around 45 million customer base and 2,000 branches, around 50,000 employees, and on a daily basis, around 8 million transactions. Out of 8 million transactions, 77% of the transactions are digital. And having said that, let me go to the topic. That is unmasking cyber threats targeting Africa in 2025 in the era of AI. So I have structured the presentation with 4 topic areas: emerging threat landscape in Africa, global cybersecurity factors, cyber attack trend, and cyber resilience strategy. Some of the topics they are already addressed in my previous speakers. So the topics that I have raised will be used as just rehearsing.
I can't read a phone on a stage. That's what.
So the first topic related to threat landscape in Africa, which has relation with population growth, internet use growth, digital finance growth, and digital and cyber literacy.
But how you handle this is actually.
So I think it moves faster.
Complicating a very complicated, guys.
So from African population growth, the African population is growing and exponentially, like 1.5 billion population, and which contributes 18% of the global population. And the median age for African population is around 19 years, which makes Africa as the youngest globally. So what is how it is related with cyber attack? Because these young generations will has high digital exposure, which means active on social media, gaming, and online payments, and that will expose them again for cyber crimes. And African internet growth is again growing very fast. Around 43% of the population out of 1.5 billion, around 623 million African populations are connected to internet. And the growth rates is, when we compare it from 2013, it was like the coverage was like 16%. Now it goes to 43% and beyond. When it is compared with the global coverage is around 68%. And the growing rates in Africa is highly growing in internet use, that is around 13%. When it is compared with a global trend, it's around 2% globally increased. So digital financial transaction is highly increasing in the continent. When we compare or use CB as a use case, out of 9 million transactions which is done in the bank daily, around 7 million transactions are done with digital transactions, which covers around 77%. And the mobile banking alone, when we compare it with last 6 months, the mobile banking requests was around 1,600. But after recently, when we check it in February 2025, like a month before, it reached 4,000, which means it doubles around every 6 months. So it's exponentially increased the digital ecosystem. Also, the attack surface is increasing highly, because following COVID, more remote workers or remote supports and our employees, even because we are providing digital banking, our employees should provide the service from home. So a lot of employees are connected from their home, and a lot of vendors are connected to our critical systems. Of course, after doing due diligence, connecting them through VPN, then through our privilege access management. That requires a continuous due diligence. This one just to show you that how it is increasing from time to time. For example, like 6 months before or 10 months before, it was like 123 users only remotely connected to our critical systems. But after currently, it is around 200, which is again increased very exponentially. So we motivate like working from anytime, anywhere, and any device. And we provide services to our customers with the same passion. They use any device, from anywhere and anytime, using our digital channels. Digital and cyber literacy in Africa is though the digital connectivity internet is booming, but the digital literacy rate is still very low. Just to show you some factors, the cybercrime reduces the GDP of Africa with 10%, but the professional shortage is very high. When we compare it maybe with 1.5 billion population, around only 20,000 professionals are there, which means one expert, cybersecurity expert, is for 70,000 individuals. So it's very low. And just as a testimony, in Nigeria, 1 in 9 Android phones are attacked or has infected with applications. Why? Because of awareness again. And researches which is done in Ethiopia, an email or a phishing email sent to individuals or to employees will be opened without due diligence. Like 50% of them, they open it. Even we do have an experience, and we'll show you later how we improve it by doing continuous awareness as well as phishing simulations. The next topic is related to global cybersecurity factors, IT landscape. Even my previous presenters, they presented about rogue ITs, global cybercrime cost, evolution of cyber attack, and global cybersecurity index, which is already presented before. The IT landscape trend is moving to artificial intelligence, IoT, remote work, and cloud. Look, globally, we have like 8 billion population, and out of 8 billion population, we have like 6 billion of them are connected to internet. But globally, there are 62 billion connected devices. Calculated, one individual will have how many connected device on average? Is around from 8 to 10. Look at you. You have your mobile phone, you have your laptop, your phone, digital phone, minimum 3, which are connected to the internet, which will expose you for attackers. So remote users, personal mobiles, IoT, hybrid cloud, which moves your security territory towards to the cloud. And as per my previous presenter, look, for example, the HDMI cable, where I connect my mobile to or my laptop to the presentation, then someone may take my data without my knowledge, because that HDMI cable will be used as a sniffing or data breaching tool. Just factors on cybersecurity, comparing the GDP of the country with that of cybersecurity, it reached like 10 trillion by now. and it keeps growing, which means attackers are wanted to share their part from this GDP. Comparing the GDP of the country with that of the cybersecurity GDP, it becomes like the next to China, which is the third one. In addition, like 26 million devices found to be compromised over 2023 to 2024, as per Kaspersky report. So a lot of devices are compromised, a lot of leaks day in, day out. Even we do some data dark web intelligence, and based on our dark web intelligence and analysis, a lot of credentials, our customers as well as our employees are leaked. The evolution of the threat landscape and threats is moving from very well-known virus and worms to AI-powered and quantum computing-enabled cyber attacks. So the coming cyber trend is critically impacting critical business areas. What are the factors compounding the complex nature of cybersecurity is one of the geopolitical tensions. Look, Russia and Ukraine, maybe in our continent like Ethiopia and Egypt against Georgia. There is a lot of attacks. Attack is, or cyber is one of the front where political or geopolitical tensions will have an impact. Cybercrime sophistications, including AI, quantum, cryptocurrency, these all are players. Supply chain interdependencies, because we are acquiring a lot of tools, gadgets from vendors, suppliers, then it will have its own impact on security compliance. Regulatory requirements, AI and emerging technology, cyber skill gap are the major compounding factors for the complex nature of cybersecurity. For average weekly attack per organization in 2024, the statistics which we got it from Checkpoints shows that Africa is #1 in attack per week. It's around 3,000 per week. And comparing it with that of 2023, it increases by 37%. Why Africa is a target? One, it's because of the literacy rate of its population for digital literacy. At the same time, the digital growth or the internet growth is exponentially increasing. Those two are the major factors that that makes Africa the focus for attackers. This data shows that there is a global average total cost of breach, and the data breach is increasing again exponentially, and it costs us around 4.88 million, which is around 5 million in 2024, which has an increase of 10% from previous year. And comparing the data breach from on-prem with that of cloud, those in the cloud has more data breach because the attack surface is moving to the cloud, and there are different stakeholders, and we have to understand while we use cloud as well. So in cloud alone, it costs us around 5.17 million on average, which has an increase of 13%. This is the report from IBM Data Breach. Global Cyber Security Index, which is already presented by one of the presenters of yesterday. Countries are compared their preparedness again for cybersecurity, comparing them or their preparedness against legal, technical, organizational capacity and cooperation. And comparing them, the Africans, few African countries are in role modeling level, which are around 5. So we require to work hard to go to the modeling sites, as most of us are in tier 2 and tier 3 level. Cyber attack trends raise cybercrime-as-a-service as one of the attack trends, and quantum computing emerging as emerging cyber threats, and AI-driven cybersecurity threats are some of the major trends that is emerging now. We know that cloud service like infrastructure as service or platform as service, software as service, platform as service are some of the cloud services that we know. But these days, there are cybercrime as service, where you can get DDoS as an attack, maybe with €9 per month or per hour, so that you can generate a DDoS attack to a given organization and go away. And you can have phishing campaign, maybe with a little money, like $490 or $500 per month, so that you can vanish after. So there are ready-made social engineering or cloud services where they can provide cybercrime as service, as we got like infrastructure as service. So it becomes easy for attackers, even they might not require very sophisticated knowledge to attack you. And the other emerging technique is quantum computing is emerging cyber risk, because today hackers are already stealing encrypted data, which you are believed that they are unable to be decrypted. Then they put it for tomorrow. They put it in their backup so that they will decrypt it and they will use it for tomorrow's attack. So most of today's internet security relies like in public key cryptographic, like RSA, ECC, Diffie-Hellman, which you know it very well for IPsec connectivity as well as for data security. But these things can be decrypted maybe within minutes and hours when quantum computing is realized. Look, for example, as an example, breaking RSA with a bit length of 2048 encryption, maybe with classical computers, with current computer capability, it is totally impossible. Like it may take like 300 trillion years. But with quantum computing, it may take only minutes or hours. The same way with other technologies. For example, we know that AES is highly confidential. Data that is encrypted with AES is never been decrypted unless you get the right key. But with quantum computing, it may take only a week for attackers to decrypt the data. So using quantum resistance cryptography on our security controls is very critical. So AI-driven cybersecurity, AI has been discussed so far in lots, but like AI-driven attacks will be propagated to its destination or target using phishing. Or so statistics show that phishing attacks have increased by AI-driven phishing attacks are increased by 53% as per IBM report, and 85% of Okay. So I think time is up. Let me conclude and finalize. So as cyber resilience, zero trust is the best architecture that we have to follow, which has been already discussed before. And a cybersecurity leader mindset should assume that there are two kinds of companies in general. Those which know that they are breached and those who doesn't know that they are breached. So we have to be ready for tomorrow's cyber threats by engaging ourselves with a zero trust mindset. Zero trust mindset has a mindset which has mainly 5 pillars: knowing your devices, which are connected to your critical systems, knowing your individuals or your customers as well as your employees, your people, knowing your application, knowing your data, and micro segmenting your network. And by doing so, you can secure your infrastructure.
Exactly.
That's it. Thank you very much.